Hi, thank you for joining us for our Food Smart program. If you haven't signed up for our Food Smart program yet, click in the link so that we can send you a few emails so you can be a food waste warrior as well. Today I'm going to take you through how I make a really simple apple cider vinegar. For this, you're going to need a jar to pop your apple cider vinegar in. You'll need some leftover apple cores and peels. You'll also need a sugar. It can be a honey or it can be any kind of sugar that you have in your pantry. You're also going to need an elastic band, some muslin cloth or cheesecloth. You could use any kind of cloth that you do have at home if you don't have either of those as well. And then in a few weeks, you're gonna need the lid for the jar that you're making your apple cider vinegar in. You're also gonna need some hot water and a measuring cup. For this experiment, I guess it's a ferment experiment really, we're gonna pop our apple skins and peels in the jar that we wanna use. I like to use a permanent texter to mark where that the line of apple peels and cores goes to. And then that way I know how much water I need to add to the jar. So once I've done that, I'm just gonna return it back to the bowl. And then to this, I'm gonna add some warm water, straight from my kettle, quite warm. It doesn't have to be boiling hot, it just needs to be warm enough that our sugar is going to dissolve, whether you use honey or whether you use a granulated sugar. To the water, I need half that amount of sugar. So I've got about 2 cups in here, so I'm gonna add a cup of sugar. As I said, doesn't really matter what kind of sugar it is. It's gonna help the ferment. Give it a stir until most of those sugar granules have dissolved, or if you're using honey, until all the honey has dissolved. And what we're gonna do is pop our cores and peels into the jar, like that. Let me get most of them in there. Give it a little stir, like so. And then we're going to pop our cloth over the top. And then what this does is just help airflow get to our ferment. You're gonna sit that on your bench so it gets a lot of airflow for about a week. And then for that first week, every single day you need to give it a stir around. You'll start to notice that that yeasty ferment smell of your apple cider vinegar kicks off straight away. And then after a week, remove the cloth and empty out your apple skins and cores. And what you're left with is a beautiful golden liquid. Replace the liquid back into the original jar. That's really important. Use the jar that you first started with. Then for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll start to notice that the smell turns into that beautiful vinegar smell. Stir it every 2 to 3 days. You don't need to stir it as regularly as we did during that first week. After that, your apple cider vinegar is ready to use. So you can pop it in an airtight container, choose glass or ceramic, pop it in the pantry and use as you would any other apple cider vinegar. Happy making!